Thank you, Mr. President. On Minneapolis, Governor Tim Walz recently likened the conflict on the ground to Fort Sumter, sort of imply that this is the beginning of a civil war. Do you agree with that characterization? Do you feel like there's a civil war?
The governor said that?
Governor did.
Well, does he know what Fort Sumter was, or do you think somebody wrote it out for him? No, this is, I was elected on law and order. I was elected on a strong border. We had a border that allowed 25 million people to come in. Many were murderers. They murdered people. We had 11,888 murderers. We had prisons, including Venezuela, but Venezuela opened its prisons. So did the Congo. The Congo in Africa opened its prisons and dumped people into our country. Many countries did that. I would have done that if I were leading a country. I would have dumped the prisoners into our country. We had open borders. We had all these things. I was elected on law and order. I was elected on the economy. I was elected on a lot of reasons. Because when I took over, we inherited a mess. Prices were too high. Inflation was the highest it was in 48 years. I say ever, but the media always corrects me by saying it's only 48 years. I think 48 years almost sounds worse. But when I was elected to do a job. And one of the big things I was elected to do is law and order. We now have the lowest crime rate in the history of our country. We have the lowest murder rate in the history of our country. We have Washington, D.C., which was a dangerous place to walk, is now a totally safe city. You can walk with your husband or your wife. You can walk with your children right down the middle of the city. Nothing's going to happen. We did a great job. We had the National Guard. We have soldiers. We have people that nobody's going to mess with. And we've taken out. Remember, it's not just that. In Washington, we've removed over 2,000 criminals.
Stop what you're doing and listen to this, because the media just asked President Trump of America is on the brink of a civil war. And his answer says everything they don't want you to hear. While Democrat leaders compare riots to Fort Sumter and fan the flames of fear, Trump cuts straight to the nonsense and lays out the truth about law and order, crime, and what actually happens when you put citizens first. This clip exposes how chaos is manufactured, why cities collapse under weak leadership, and why Americans are done being gaslit. If you care about safe streets, strong borders, and the future of this country, you're going to want to watch this all the way through.
Look at New Orleans, as you know. We went there about 4 weeks ago. I was with the mayor of New Orleans last night. He was at the premiere, and she was at the premiere. She was great. I believe she's a Democrat. She came over. She thanked me so much. She said crime is down more than 50% in just a few weeks. And you couldn't even walk down the street in New Orleans, it's so bad. And now they let us in there, and she is thanking me so much, so profusely. She was great last night. I'd do that if I were a Democrat. I'd say call Trump in, let them do what they do. But we remove people, criminals from the cities, and they become safe cities. If you look at Minnesota, Minneapolis, we have crime down there because we took out thousands of people, despite all the mess and everything else. But do these people really want to have rapists? Do they really want to have drug dealers and people from prisons and murderers? Do they really want to have them in the community? It's really insurrectionists and agitators, and they're paid. And you can tell a lot of reasons. Number one, they're professionals, with their mouth. But they're also, you look at the signs are all professionally made. They have signs that are gorgeous. In fact, I want to get the sign because I need a lot of signs for different things, and I want to find out whoever does their signs, they do a beautiful job. Everybody has this beautiful sign with brand new wood. It's like leather panels. They have a leather handle on the bottom. These are not people these are people that are handed signs, and we know pretty much, we're getting very close to it, but we know pretty much who's funding this stuff. These are paid insurrectionists, paid troublemakers. But I was elected by a landslide. I won every swing state. I won the popular vote by a lot. I won everything. And I was elected by a landslide on law and order and on strong borders. We had a border that was so bad, so open, where 25 million people came in over a period of 4 years, and now nobody comes in. Nobody even tries to come in. And I can only say, I think, we'll say it very plainly, elections have consequences. The people want law and order. And we have a silent majority. We have a silent majority of people. They don't go and riot and everything else, but they like what we're doing. They like having a safe city. I get calls every single day. Every person I see working in the White House, people I don't know, many people work here, and they say, "I'd like to thank you, sir. Why? You've made Washington so great. We walk to work." They walk to work. You people know it very well. You walk to work now. You used to take an Uber or a taxi or something, and you even felt like in danger there. Every person in this building, I mean, virtually every time I see somebody, they thank me, because a year and a half ago they lived in hell, and now they can walk to work and they're totally safe. Nothing's going to happen. And if anything did happen, the person that did it would be living in hell for a long period of time. Thank you very much, everybody.
He reminds everyone why he was elected in the first place. Americans were tired of chaos. They were tired of open borders, skyrocketing crime, and politicians who protect criminals while everyday citizens are told to just deal with it. Trump says it plainly: a country without borders and laws isn't a country at all. Then he starts talking about results. And that's where this really hits. He points out that crime dropped dramatically once violent offenders were removed and law enforcement was allowed to do its job. Washington, D.C., once considered dangerous, became a place where people could actually walk to work again. That's not rhetoric. That's what happens when criminals face consequences. Trump also says something that everyone knows is true, but few politicians will admit. A small group of repeat offenders causes a majority of violent crime. So instead of punishing law-abiding citizens, he removed the criminals, many of whom entered the country illegally under open border policies. And look at what happened. Cities like Washington, New Orleans, and Minneapolis got safer. Even Democrat mayors started quietly thanking him because crime dropped fast. Funny how that works when ideology takes a backseat to reality. Then there's the unrest itself. Trump calls it out as organized agitation, not spontaneous outrage. Coordinated signs, professional messaging. Funding behind the scenes, this isn't grassroots. This is manufactured chaos, and the media refuses to ask who's paying for it. Trump closes with something powerful. There is a silent majority. Americans who don't riot, don't loot, and don't burn their cities down. They just want safe streets, secure borders, and leaders who put citizens first. This isn't about if you agree that America needs law and order, not excuses. Make sure you hit that like button, because it helps get this message out past algorithm. And if you're tired of the mainstream media spinning reality, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because we're going to keep calling out the chaos and telling the truth they don't want told. Thanks for watching. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.